What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Listen, y'all know how this go. Please hit the like button. I appreciate that a lot. If you rock with me, please hit that like button. Get them likes up. If you frequent this channel a lot, if you're a visitor of this channel often, and you're not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. I deeply appreciate that. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos, hit the subscribe button as well, because I got a lot of content for everybody. So, rapper YNW Melly. Things appear to be going his way in court. Things are working out in his favor. The prosecution aren't able to make things stick. So it's looking like, hey, he might be, I don't know, it might be a good situation for him in some type of manner. With that, with things looking good for him in court, the police leaked footage of 16-year-old YNW Melly snitching, allegedly snitching, right? Now, I haven't watched the video of him allegedly snitching, but I heard this video is making his rounds, and this video of him snitching and so on and so forth. And I'm saying the police leaked it. I don't know if they did or not. I don't know for a fact, but I believe they did leak it. And you got people up in arms saying, you know what, that's wrong. They leaked this footage so that, somebody can, his name and his reputation can be smeared on the street. They leaked this footage, and now his life may be in danger because of this situation. And I'm here to tell y'all, ain't nobody gonna kill that man for snitching when he was 16 years old, allegedly snitching. Ain't nobody gonna kill that man unless he just sent some big time criminal to jail and the person's still locked up forever and that person really got people that love him. I don't think nobody gonna kill that man for none of that. However, something may happen to him, and knock on wood, I don't want nothing to happen to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's what he's alleged of doing is really, really heinous. He's alleged to have killed two of his best friends and then to stage the incident as a drive-by shooting, right? And if people really believe that he did and he shot them, those young men, then his life may be in danger. Not because of him allegedly snitching. It's not going to be because of that at all, despite what people think. And y'all, I don't think the goal of the police department in this situation is for him to lose his life if they were to leak this footage of him snitching, right? What I think they're trying to do is, again, I think a lot of people had it right. They're trying to taint his image, and in an effort, they're trying to provide pushback against delinquency, right? It's a lot of young men who look at YNW Melly, and they still praise and worship him. He got his name is big in music, even though I don't like his music, right? I really don't. I like the song Dirk had, Free Jamel, on his album when he was on there, featured on there. But I'm not a fan of his music, to be real. But it's a lot of people who are. And his legend and his music is being amped up because of the savage behavior he displayed. And music today, in the music industry today, you're praised for your street endeavors more than the music. And if you have any type of street legend to you, if you're known for being a shooter, a killer, if you're known for having bodies, so on and so forth, it adds to your legend and you become even more big than you once were. Not even just because of the music, but because of what you've done in the street, right? And this is a situation where the prosecution might lose. But they don't want this delinquency to be, they don't want his legend to grow, okay? They don't want him to become a legendary figure and for kids to idolize him. Let's be real. If YNW Melly is to make it out of this situation, that he's in right now, and he comes home, he will be looked at as an icon in the street. He will be praised to the heavens. People will be racing to do features with him just before the snitching allegations. Before the snitching allegations, I'll promise you, people will be running up to him trying to do a feature. Every known rapper will try to get him on a song. All of this because of what he made it out of, what he survived, what he made it on top of. Dudes that probably don't even know him. The same way they ran to Bobby Shmurda like groupies. The same way they ran to Boosie like groupies. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a photo op, trying to be next to him because it's good for their image. It's a good look for them. You know what I mean? And then the kids will look at that dude, look at YNW Melly as somebody to look up to. And I'm sorry to say this, I'm 30 years old, so I'm not that old. But kids shouldn't be looking up to the YNW Melly. They shouldn't. What he's accused of doing is heinous within itself. He's accused of killing his best friends. Anybody that's capable of doing something like that should not be celebrated, should not be applauded, or nothing. Now, granted, If he did do this, we don't know what the reasons were for him doing this. But if you taking out people next to you, like, it's just something about that, dog. It's just gruesome to me. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of rappers that don't need to be looked up to. I'm from Chicago. Enjoy King Von's music. Von shouldn't be looked up to and idolized, though. He was a street dude, allegedly doing some real heinous things in the street, allegedly. I don't know these things to be true. But and the thing is, people were saying it stemmed back, his criminal history stemmed from a lot of back and forth in a gang war in Chicago, right? But even with that being said, even if he was playing defense, I wouldn't want my little brother, my son, and them looking up to Von. I don't want them trying to grow up and aspire to be a street dude, aspire to be a shooter, aspire to be a hitter. That's not cool to me. You know what I mean? And that's what is making the world such a vile place right now. We got these shorties around Chicago walking around with the shiesty on their face, the poo shiesty mask, robbing folks. You know, you got people all across America, carjacking people with the mask on, just trying to rob anybody at every turn. And these shorties is listening to this music. They listening to the legend of these dudes. They seeing how these dudes are getting praised and celebrated and honored. And they look to get that same glory. A lot of them, some of them not even trying to get no money. They're out here just trying to shoot and kill folks. And they want that badge of honor on their name. What happens when you do that is you face charges YNW Melly is facing. And you go to jail for a long ass time, especially if you don't got the lawyers that YNW Melly has, which a lot of people do not have the money to have at all. Okay? But when I look at YNW Melly, the prosecution, the police know what's going to happen if he get out of jail and he make it out alive. He's going to be celebrated and honored like a king. He shouldn't be treated like a king in the street at all. So they say, you know what, man? We got this footage. We're going to use this to taint this image of him so he won't be out here being looked at as an icon, as a celebrated figure in the streets, because we don't need young black folks. We don't need young shorties. I'm saying young black people. They saying we don't need young kids following and emulating him and looking at him as somebody to be like. I can say we don't need young black men looking at YNW Melly as somebody that they should be walking in his footsteps. They shouldn't. I'm sorry. And I know if some people maybe have a problem with me saying that, I'm just being honest, man. Anybody that can kill their best friends and set it up as a drive-by shooting, that's a scandalous snake individual, right? And I always say this, as a person who is I make an honest living. You know what I'm saying? I'm a law-abiding citizen. I work a job. I don't want to be around nobody who's a snake. If you're not a snake yourself, they're going to get you. Excuse me, contact, getting dry. They're going to get you. That's how that life go. They're going to be out to get you at some point. That's why I said civilians have no business hanging out with street dudes and dudes that are snakes. Because they scandalous individuals, man. They are, I'm telling you, they are shiesty. They will do whatever they got to do to stay on top in any situation. So, yeah, man, but I'm like the police in this situation. I don't want young black men looking up to dude. Because then we create a whole society, communities full of savages. Which has already been kids, because kids are impressionable. That savagery has already been indoctrinating them from the music that we listen to. And I'm saying we, because I listen to the music too. I'm from Chicago where the drill music started. Right? And this was already a gang-banging city within itself. But a lot of young kids got even more influenced and motivated into hopping into the streets when they saw certain rappers in Chicago moving around in certain ilk, when they saw them getting a certain amount of adulation, when they saw them getting praise, you know what I mean? Even in satirical fashion from DJ Academics, they saw that and they was like, oh my God, look at how he's being talked about. I got to come out here and pop out in the street so my name can get big too. Your name get big for a couple of years and then what, you die and go to jail? That shit ain't no way to live. You know what I'm saying? It's not. There's no way to be honored. You shouldn't be martyred either. Because you're not a martyr. You're a person being an agent of chaos. When you are an agent of chaos, only chaos is going to come back to you. I'm telling you, all of that shit is going to come full circle. You're going to either go to jail or you're going to end up dead. That's the life, man. Or you're going to be living a life where you got to walk on an island in your hometown. Chicago big as hell. You got a lot of people who can only go in certain places in Chicago. And when they go to these places, they got to be looking over their shoulder every 2 minutes. They don't know what's coming for them, who out there, because they done made so many enemies in the city. They didn't talk crazy about everybody, acting so tough on the internet. Now they got to stand on those words with actions, okay? And you can have situations where a dude's getting killed. And then they're also killing in order to survive now. And they shooting innocent bystanders and civilians getting hit. All type of crazy bullshit. So I don't want a dude like YNW Melly being looked up to and idolized either. The shit is not good for our youth. I'm telling you, I know it though. If he get out of jail, he come home, they all, man, he stood down, he stood on business. Oh my God, he's such an icon, a street legendary figure. It's gonna add to his legend. He ain't say nothing, he kept his mouth closed. People gonna be running to him with open arms as if he they fucking daddy or they son. And it's gonna be fucking ridiculous. It's gonna be embarrassing. Some of the rappers I really enjoy listening to gonna do that. And I'm gonna be sitting here like, man, what are we doing, dog? The same way they did it to Bobby Shmurda. And again, black men get praised for criminality more than anything. More than going to school, more than getting a degree, more than getting a job in corporate America, more than starting a business. You know what I mean? More than getting married, more than starting a family. They get crazed for criminality more than anything. Everybody in the hood is a big ass party when they come home. All the bad bras in the neighborhood come through. You know what I'm saying? The chicks, they dudes been dying to talk to for years. Now they all in their face and shit. Just crazy shit, man. And we've already have a lot of things going on that need to improve in our neighborhoods and our communities. You know what I mean? So we don't need dudes like YNW Melly being looked at and put on a pedestal. All it's gonna do is create some more crazy bullshit in our communities. How these young boys and young babies confused. It'll have them seeing him and think they gotta go to jail. They gotta be in the street to be celebrated, to be liked, to be accepted, right? To be to make substantial money and to still maintain a cool image, a cool look about themselves. They got to go out here and commit murder. They got to be out here on shoot 'em up, bang bang time to be liked and loved. And I don't want that shit. Frankly, I don't want it for the young babies. And then I got 2 children. I'm taking them to the park. I'm going outside, going to the basketball court or something. I'm going to go take them for some ice cream on the stroll and hit these ignorant young fools who've been influenced by the likes of people like YNW Melly. They coming around shooting up shit, shooting up stuff like that. You know what I mean? And we in a dangerous environment and dangerous situation. Me living in Chicago now, I lived in the hoods of Chicago for 23 years. I'm 30 years old now. I had to move away. Well, first, you know what I'm saying, when I got out of grad school, I moved with my mom to a suburban area for 2 years, 2.5 years. And then, no, it wasn't 2.5. It was what, 3 years? 3.5 years I moved to a suburban area. It's really not a real suburb, for real. Because the south suburbs, where I was at, it was Negroes all up and down that motherfucker. I'll tell you. It was Negroidians running around. Yeah, I said, nah, that's my people. But it was some ignorant fools out there too. But I wasn't in the hood per se at that time. And then after I moved out my mom's, I moved in a nice neighborhood so that my kids don't got to be out here running around and having to come around, I guess, you know, find loopholes around the bullshit in their communities like I had to. I had to live wherever my mama was living, wherever my pops was living at. My pops was in Roseland. Y'all know I go down to Roseland. My mama had us in different neighborhoods. We was in the Hundreds, 104th right off Morgan. We was on 87th Street, right off Cottage. You know what I'm saying? We was over east, right by Jeffrey. You know what I'm saying? I was in a lot of different neighborhoods, and I had to be able to know I had to learn how to survive and know how to adapt to these communities that I was in, because I was my mama's only son. You feel me? And I had to live over here. I don't want that for my kids, because I knew how crazy these young shorties get when they influenced by bullshit that they hear on the radio, bullshit they hear in music. They want to come out, young boys, 14, 13, toting guns and shit. At schools, big ass guns. It's crazy stuff. Ridiculous stuff. And I don't think that shit is cool. I don't think it should be acceptable. I don't think it should be honored. I don't think it should be praised. I really don't think a person who killed their best friends and staged it as a drive-by shooting should be praised either. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. I don't think killers and murderers should be praised and looked up to as all type of icons and all type of celebrity and all type of people to be like, you know. And I can like their music. I wouldn't want my kids being like them though. I wouldn't want my little cousins. I don't want my little, you know, my best friend's sons to try to be like these dudes. I don't want my best friend's little brothers to try to be like these dudes. You know, when you know better, you do better. And yeah, man, I don't want YNW Melly being looked at as a legend either. So I don't want I'm not saying I want the young brother to die or get hurt either. But I don't think nothing gonna happen to him from the snitching video besides people him being ostracized. People stepping away from him. More than anything. You know, and if something was to want to do something to him, it would be for something that he allegedly did to his best friends versus the snitching allegations. Let's be for real, man. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just a dude at home making YouTube videos, sitting on the couch watching TV. Machiavelli Mills TV, y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Leave your comments in the comment section below about the video. I'm out. Peace.